Welcome to I'm good with money, but I can't save much at the moment. Hi, I'm Kylie from My Money Zen, where we teach people how to make the most of their everyday money. Today's episode is I'm good with money, but I can't save much at the minute. I think this is one that we can all relate to. We work really hard, it feels like there's not a whole lot left over, and it can just kind of feel like, what's the point if you can't really save as much as you're really wanting to? It's true, there are certain times where you have an unforeseen circumstance, there's really lean times, and the best you can do is break even. But have you ever noticed that for the most part, we always feel like this? We always feel like there's never enough and that we can never save enough. The problem is that we often use this as an excuse not to do what we can do. There's something magical that happens when we do our very best. One, we feel really proud of ourselves, and two, we build fantastic habits that mean that we make the most of our money when we have more. So it's really our thoughts and our feelings that stop us from getting started. It's the, I can't save enough, it won't make a difference, I'll save more later when I can afford it, aka never. So here are our top 3 tips of how you can break that kind of thinking and start saving. Number 1, and this goes for many problems, is tell the truth. So be honest with yourself about how much you really can afford to save, no matter how small. Tip number 2 is to understand the impact that saving a little can have. So we're really talking about compound interest here. And so compound interest isn't particularly complex, but it's really important. And we have an amazing example that really teaches you what you need to know about this. So we'll put a link in the description. So just to give you a brief overview of that example, the example compares 2 different scenarios, 2 different people. Person A starts at age 19 and saves $2,000 a year for 7 years and then stops. Person B then gets started the year after, so gets started at age 26 and saves $2,000 a year up to the age of 65. So person A has invested $14,000 and person B has invested $80,000. And do you know who ends up with more money and more earnings? It's actually person A, who only put in the $14,000. They end up with $930,000 and change. It's a really powerful example and it's definitely worth your time. The thing to remember about compound interest is that dollars saved today are worth more than dollars saved tomorrow. So tip number 3 is to really stop and ask yourself the question, if you can't make the most of what you've got now, what makes you think you'll be able to make the most of what you've got later? So really start to think about, what are the structures that you would need to have in place? What are the habits that you would need to have in place? If you can prove to yourself that you can do it now, then you can be sure that you'll do it later when you have more. And the bonus tip is exactly what we just mentioned, making sure that you have those structures and those habits in place. So you want to be sure that you're putting your bills money aside ready to go, that the amount that you're saving is realistic for you and automatic. If that's something that you need help with, that's exactly what we do at My Money Zen. So remember, if you're waiting to feel like you'll be able to save enough, you'll be waiting forever. So the best thing to do is to get started now. If you want to hear when the next My Money Zen intake is, we only open up a few times a year, jump on over to mymoneyzen.com and pop your email in. Remember, it's not what you earn, it's what you do with it that really counts. We'll catch you next time on I'm Good With Money, but...